Hey guys, I kinda wanted to go on a little bit of a rant today. I've never really made a video like this before where I just speak off the cuff. I know that I'm going to probably edit some stuff out. I mean, it's not going to all be stream of consciousness, but I kinda wanted to work without a script today and just talk about something that's kinda bugged me for most of my life. Have you ever had anybody come up to you and say, "Hey, is everything okay?" And you go, "Yeah, why?" They say, "You've just been really quiet lately. Is everything okay? You're usually, I don't know, you usually talk more than this." And you say to them, "I'm fine. I guess I don't know, I haven't really thought about it. I guess I'm just not talking. I don't know. I'm just kind of not really, don't have anything to say. I don't know." And they're like, "Okay, well, are you sure everything's okay?" And you go, "Yeah, it's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, thanks for checking in." Why is it always a problem when people are quiet and just want to be kept to themselves? But it's the people that never shut the fuck up that are always the ones that seem to be having it together. How come being quiet is a problem and running your mouth and being a nuisance is acceptable, not just socially acceptable, but expected out of people? Why is it that people think that something's wrong with you when you're quiet, but they think everything's okay with you when you're constantly chattering and being obnoxious? Ever notice that? I've been trying to figure out this logic for a long time, and I think I've come to some kind of understanding of why people think like this. It's because people are kind of taught to realize that extroversion is the norm and introversion is some kind of deviance from that norm. Like if you have an introverted kind of nature, that means that something has gone wrong with you. Like if you're not speaking, it's because you're thinking really hard about something, or you're hurting about something, or you're obsessed with something, or you're angry. That's the first thing that's on everyone's mind, is that you're angry if you're not talking. Whereas it's like if you're speaking all the time, well, they know exactly what's on your mind. See, the problem is that people are not really hardwired to just listen and take in information and just see what is happening around them. Because if they did, they would see how you are if you're not being loud. If you are a quiet person, they would just see that you're quiet, but they might actually just see the kind of nature that you have in your silence and understand that there's nothing exactly wrong with you, that I don't know what they think that they could possibly do to help. It's not like these people actually care about you or anything. They just kind of notice when you're not speaking, and that makes them upset. So they want you to speak more so that they will be less, I don't know, scared that you're going to explode or something. You see, the thing is, if people actually did know you, they would understand that you are naturally just a quiet person, and that it shouldn't really be a problem or out of the norm or scary if you are quiet. Maybe they could just talk to you. Instead of just asking if something is wrong, which immediately puts that quiet person on the spot and makes them self-conscious and double check everything about them, if they would just come up to that person and ask them how their day is going, or just ask them a friendly question, or just say hello, or say it's nice to see you, or hey, I hope you have a nice day. I don't really hear that very often. That's something that quiet people don't really hear very often. They never hear anything along the lines of, "Hey, I hope you have a good day. It's good to see you," or "Hey, good morning," or anything. No, it's always has this kind of weird critical sort of tone to it. Like, "Are you okay? Why are you so quiet?" "I don't know. Is there something you want to talk about?" "No, I'm just wondering why you're so quiet. I don't know, you're not like this." No, the problem is that I actually am like this, and I'm probably just thinking about something, or maybe I don't feel like talking. Maybe it's okay to just not have to fill the silence with empty chatter or noise for no reason, and some people just enjoy the silence, or maybe they just like the way it feels to be in their own head. I think that these people probably don't have an inner monologue, which is probably the problem. Like, okay, some people, in fact a lot of people, do not actually have an inner monologue, but I think that a lot of introverts and people that aren't very chatty actually do have that inner monologue. So they don't have to constantly voice their thoughts at all moments of the day to everyone around them, or constantly be on the phone or talking about what's going on, because they just have their own thoughts, and they can hear their own thoughts in their brain when they are thinking them to themselves. So it's like, some people kind of like the sound of their own voice, and that's why they talk. But I think that people that are introverted and aren't very loud and don't talk very much, they're still hearing themselves talk. It's just that they're thinking their own thoughts in their own head, which to me, it sounds like my own voice talking. Like I can literally just close my mouth and hear myself finish this sentence in my brain, and it sounds like I'm just speaking when I do this. Do any of you feel that way? Because like sometimes if you mention that to I guess extroverted people or people that don't have that in them, they're like, "What, you hear voices? Are you insane? Are you schizo?" No, lots of people have that. Like this is, but the thing is, people really have no concept of that. Unfortunately, the problem is that a lot of people, when they hear that something is different than what they're used to, they get scared or they get distrustful of it. So they find reasons to be afraid of it, like people that don't speak as much as them. I guess in a way, it's sort of like actually filtering out your thoughts before you speak, because you want to put some thoughtfulness into the words that come out of your mouth, because you're not because you're necessarily used to being criticized, but because you're very critical of yourself, and you are the type of person who will actually sit back and think back upon many, many instances in your life in which you did say something that you regret, whereas an extrovert will just run their mouth all the time and not think twice about what they said. And I guess they're just not used to people criticizing them, or maybe they just think that the people that do criticize them are just stupid, or maybe they just don't know any better, or fuck them. That's kind of their mindset, is just fuck them. And the thing is, it's not shyness. It's not just something that you can work on with reading a book or therapy or whatever. It's people are just made this way. It's how your brain works. You're an introvert or you're an extrovert. And if you try to take an introvert and turn them into an extrovert, it's just going to make their life a living hell, and it's not going to be pleasant, and they're going to hate it and probably feel like they're less comfortable in their own skin than they were when they were just quiet and wanted to stay out of large crowds. So don't try to take an introvert and analyze them and wonder what's wrong with them, when really it's just how they are. So in closing, I guess I just I had this rant in my mind for a long time, and I had to let it out because I'm kind of just sick of introverts being treated like they're the discarded waste of society. Because yeah, it's very true that this is an extrovert's world. And what's kind of fucked is that we live in a world that is actually more geared towards introverts, and like extroverts are actually being kind of phased out because people are staying in more, they're less likely to make eye contact, they're all afraid of each other, they're all sort of defensive. And the thing is, that's not really like how introverts think. That's more just paranoia. That's just from living in the times that we live in. Introverts actually really do want connection, and they do really want to be around people, and they really do have a yearning and a thirst for human companionship. It's just that when the world is really catered to extroverts who don't really understand them and think that there's something wrong with them, like they have some kind of neurological disease or it's autism or some kind of easy label, they don't understand how introvert works. They don't understand how introversion works, and they think, oh, well, if you want to meet people, you just have to change every single thing about yourself and do all the crap that you wouldn't normally do, and then you'll find the person who will love you for you, right? How the fuck is that supposed to work? How the fuck are you supposed to find people that love you for who you are when you're forced to go and do everything that goes against your mental programming? That's what's bullshit about that entire idea, that in order to go and get out of your shell, break out of your shell, so to speak, it's not just shyness, it's how you are, it's how you're made, it's how you were created, it's how you've been molded by the world around you and the years behind you. No, you're not going to suddenly become someone else and be comfortable with that. Growth is something that's not it's not that easy. And it's, how do I put this? Growth isn't something that just changes everything about you inside and out. You're still the same person. It's just that the external factors that you engage upon the world, like your hobbies and your interests and your habits, are going to change, and maybe some of your preferences are going to change, and maybe some of the people in your life are going to change, but you're still going to have that personality. You might be more optimistic, you might be more pessimistic, you might have more zest for life, but you're still going to have that part of you that is more internal, less blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm going off on a rant here, and I'm not really used to speaking this long, so I'm just gonna cut it here. To anyone who made it through this entire whatever this was, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have anything else to say. I've said everything I wanted to say. I'm just an introvert who doesn't really know what to say. But thanks for listening. I'm not really used to having people do that for me.